Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Peace be upon you. Welcome to our 9th video on the role our government can play in revolutionizing Nigeria. The title of this video is Step 4B, Benefits of Formalization of the Informal Sector. In the previous video, as well as the page illustration how formalization of the informal sector works, which you can read through this link and which you can click below, I discussed the concept of formalization of the informal sector by defining what it is. I also gave an example of how this policy will help in eliminating corrupt practices and increase revenue for the government. In this video, God willing, I will discuss some other benefits of creating this policy. Another benefit of this proposed policy is that it will ensure the security of people's properties. Take an example of vehicles, e.g., motor vehicle, tricycle, motorcycle, etc. Whenever someone visits any auto repair center for any reason, including repairs of the vehicle, servicing of the vehicle, wheel balancing or alignment, painting, panel beating, vulcanizing services, etc., the company must check through the national database to ensure that he or she is the right owner of that vehicle. Otherwise, they report him or her to the relevant authority. This means security of vehicles against theft and or seizure. Also, due to the fact that only authorized companies can repair vehicles and only authorized companies can buy spare parts for use, it will be very difficult for people to steal other people's vehicles because they cannot take the stolen or seized vehicles for any form of repairs, just as they cannot sell them or sell their parts without proving that they are the real owners of those vehicles. Hence, security of people's vehicles from theft and seizure also. Apart from the fact that this policy will help in securing lives and properties, as well as blocking the chances of committing many crimes, fraudulent or corrupt practices, it will also open a window for creating more employment opportunities in the country. This is because since the companies to emerge will be very big and must have structures and procedures or processes, there will be the need for many functions to be performed by many people in the head offices, regional offices, zonal offices, and branches, as well as the various commissions that might emerge. Concerning structures, there might be directorates, each headed by a director, with people working under them. There might be divisions, each headed by a divisional head, reporting to one of the directors, with people working under them. There might be departments, each headed by a head of department, reporting to one of the divisional heads, with people working under them. There might be units, each headed by a unit head, each reporting to one of the heads of departments, with people working under them. There might be teams, each headed by a team lead, reporting to one of the unit heads, just as there might be regional, zonal, and branch offices, as well as stores and warehouses, each with people working there. Concerning functions, there might be human resource officers, accountants, marketers, sales officers, procurement officers, training officers, performance management officers, lawyers, operation officers, investment officers, ICT officers, internal auditors, risk officers, corporate planners, store officers, cashiers, facility officers, fleet officers, computer operators, receptionists, office assistants, messengers, drivers, securities, cleaners, etc. While none of these exist in the informal sector, all of them must exist in formal and big companies. If you consider the number of people to be employed in order to perform these functions in the different companies that may emerge in different sectors, there will be really much. Hence, this will go a long way in drastically reducing, if not eliminating, joblessness and unemployment in the country. On a similar note, the federal government will create commissions for each particular line of business. These commissions will be responsible for regulation and checking the activities of the various companies to emerge. As usual, these commissions must employ people that will perform various functions, hence additional job opportunities. These commissions will be getting their incomes from the various companies that will emerge, which they will use to pay their employees and also settle any other operating expenses they may incur. Hence, they will not be a burden on the government. Formalizing the informal sector will also assist in causing a lot of business activities to take up in the country as a result of multiplier effect. On one hand, more number of people will get employment. Therefore, they will be collecting good salaries, which they will be using to be paying for goods and services. As a result of this, demands for goods and services will increase more than ever before. The increase in demand for goods and services will motivate producers to produce more. In the process of producing more goods and services, still more job opportunities will open because these producers must employ people that will work for them. On the other hand, these companies that may emerge will be in need of many other goods and services. For example, different companies will need buildings to operate, vehicles for mobility, computer and stationery items, office furniture and fittings, building materials such as blocks, cement, paint, road, etc., information and communication facilities, electrical appliances, etc. Suppliers of these goods and services will definitely get a very good market and may eventually employ more people also to help them meet the demands of the various companies. As a result also, mechanics, vulcanizers, panel beaters, etc. will get more job to do. Additionally, this policy will also give the federal government the ability to control the prices of goods and services because she will be dealing with fewer but very big companies in every line of business, unlike when she is dealing with thousands of people involved in the production and or supply of goods or service nationwide. Therefore, the government can fix a range for the prices of goods and services such that no company will be allowed to sell any good or service above or below certain price ranges. This will help in checking the problem of inflation or deflation of prices in the country, thereby protecting the interests of both consumers as well as the producers and distributors or sellers of goods and services. Apart from economic benefits by providing job opportunities to people and reducing crimes, this policy will give the government the ability to know the whereabouts of most citizens because the various companies will be recording the attendance of their employees. If companies are required to save this attendance record on the national database, the number of suspected people in any crime will reduce because any citizen who happened to be at the point of his duty at the time the crime was committed will be less likely to be an accomplice in that crime. In addition to the above, the system will also help in curbing the menace of corruption by blocking the chances of creating fictitious contracts or inflating contract figures both in the private and public sectors, because each purchase or sale must follow a particular process involving many people in the process, just as I explained in the illustration of formalization of the informal sector video, which you can read through this link. Also, if a record of all sales of the private and public companies must be recorded in the national database, and the companies will be audited by their respective commissions, it will be very difficult, if not impossible, for companies to engage in those practices, because every credit into the company's account or debit against the company's account, as well as number of goods sold in the company, is traceable and must be accounted for. All this will go a long way in reducing, if not eliminating the rate of corrupt practices in the country. This is because since government establishments and agencies will be making their procurements of goods and services from big companies, the chances of claiming the procurement of goods or services that never happened or inflating the figures are automatically blocked. One other benefit of this system is the fact that government can be able to control the kind of goods and services that will be imported into the country, because importation will be performed only by very big companies. These companies will have commissions monitoring all their activities. They have the possibility that they will import prohibited goods such as arms, drugs, etc. will be very minimal, if not zero. Another thing related to this subject matter is the fact that since only companies will be importing goods into the country and the bureau de change business will equally be formalized, the government can be able to restrict the way people get foreign exchange. Thus, if suppliers of illegal weapons, drugs, and other imported goods have no access to foreign exchange, they will find it difficult, if not impossible, to be importing these goods. It will also help in reducing the rate at which our money is taken away to other countries. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see how important formalizing the informal sector is. I wish both the federal and state governments in Nigeria will have a look at it and think of a way to implementing it for the benefit of people under their care. Before I conclude this piece, I would like to inform my audience that I explained the process the government can follow in order to formalize the informal sectors in Nigeria, which you can read through this link. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. If your dream is to wake up and see a new Nigeria, free from corruption, crimes, joblessness, and poverty, then join us at Naija Digital Revolution and contribute your quota by sharing this and other related videos, liking us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. All these are ways to encourage and support us to achieve this objective. You are also required to register with us in order to form a strong union for the eradication of corruption, crimes, as well as other negative characters and attitudes from among us by clicking on this link, which you can find below, or visiting the homepage of our website, sites.google.com/site/Naija Digital Revolution/home and clicking on the red link. In order to find us on the social media, just search for Naija Digital Revolution on Google, YouTube, or Facebook. We are also on Twitter and Instagram. You can watch our videos listen to our audios, or read our articles from our website or any of the above mediums. You can also contact us by sending us WhatsApp or Telegram messages through our Airtel line number 090 1255 Please don't call or send text messages. Once again, thank you for listening. May God help us.